Welcome to RCM Football. Chris Rodriguez again. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more news and hot topics trending, the latest trending stories on this YouTube channel. As you see on your screen, the Sun reports Garnacho is in Aston Villa, reporting that Aston Villa is joining the three-club transfer race for Man United exile Alejandro Garnacho after he was banished from the first team. Garnacho has been vacationing in Japan, in Portugal, many places, and right now he's been training with the unwanted squad, or the bomb squad, as some would call it. And he's basically at this point an outcast at this moment in time. Of course, Amarim is not really labeling him or saying that he needs to leave, but it's clear and evident that every rumor has been right. That Garnacho is not wanted anymore by the manager. Therefore, Man United are not going to entertain him staying, or they will probably entertain offers. Aston Villa could be a club that's linked. It would probably be a good club for him. Let me know in the comment section if you're a Man United fan. Fans of Man United are really having an issue with the fact that the club is not making any signings whatsoever at the moment. We kind of had the same issue at Newcastle United, and then we ended up signing Ilanga. It took a minute, but Man United fans have not signed anybody. The Mbumo case is very much alive. If people think that it's going to happen, however, it's not happening. So nothing is being changed as far as that's concerned. Also, Bruno Fernandes linked away to Saudi Arabia. It looks like he is going to stay, but Amorim was asked about this particular question. Let's take a listen and watch what he had to say about these individuals.
Guys, people who know the club, the aftermath has been debate around the future of players, two in particular. You said a couple of weeks ago that you want Bruno Fernandes to stay. There's more reports around Al Hilal and they want a decision from him. What is your understanding of that? And also, both Alejandro Garnacho and more pertinently his brother put statements on social media in the immediate aftermath of the game which they seem to suggest it was a mistake for him not to play. Are you going to speak to him? Do you have to speak to him? What is the situation?
I always speak with my players, but the focus now is the last game. I don't know what is going to happen. We have a plan. We were prepared for both situations, with Champions League, without Champions League. We have an idea what type of squad we want, but now we have to focus on the game because we still have the last game and we'll have time to address all that situation.
So there you go. That's what Amarin is saying. That's what the rumors are about. Well, I mean, he's not really confirming or denying. Now, Aston Villa, Chelsea, and even Tottenham are rumored to be all monitoring Alejandro Garnacho's movements or situation, according to many reports, the Sun included. Manchester United winger is currently training away from the first team with four other players: Jadon Sancho, Anthony, Tyrell Malacia, and Marcus Rashford. All of those players unwanted players. There's a lot of rumors about Marcus Rashford, whether even Liverpool could be interested if Isak or Ekitike are not able to join. Anthony, what happened with him at Real Betis? From every report that he was doing well over there, but he is back in Man United. It looks like they are not making any efforts to sign him. We will see what happens with him. Jadon Sancho is all worried about his money and his money alone. He doesn't want to go down in his contract. There has been rumors of him going to Turkey to Besiktas. Besiktas is not willing to pay his 11 million a year salary, the one that he wants to keep. So that is the issue with Jadon Sancho. I think the only one that would be open to move to change the contract and go lower on this contract would be Marcus Rashford. He's on the highest paid contract out of all these guys. So I don't know what is going on as far as Mr. Garnacho is concerned. Going back to him, I think he's a talented player. At Newcastle United, I could have entertained the idea, but now we got Ilanga linked to now also being linked to Ekitike, having Isak, Gordon, and as well as Barnes. I don't think there's any room for him in Newcastle United, so don't look at us. Aston Villa could be a very good choice if indeed Rashford. Obviously, Rashford is not there anymore, so they could use a left winger. There would have to be a permanent deal, though. I don't think Man United want to deal with another loan. Although, if push comes to shove, a lot of these guys that I mentioned, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, Garnacho, could be open to negotiating a loan deal if push comes to shove. when it comes to, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alexander Isak. So, what's going on with the Isak situation in Newcastle United? Well, according to the Sun and according to the Daily Mail, it looks like Isak is disappointed. Craig Hope, who reports on Newcastle United, said as well that Isak is disappointed that the club haven't honored the offer that Amanda Staveley, former owner of Newcastle United, co-owner with PIF, had offered him. They promised him a much better contract than the contract that we've been offering him under Paul Mitchell. And that Paul Mitchell said, well, he's getting paid a lot of money already, so we're not going to honor this promise that Amanda Staveley and Mehrdad Gudusi offered Alexander Isak. So it looks like he is upset about that the Newcastle United haven't honored that. Now, keep in mind, because that could be something positive for Liverpool that they can, use to try to persuade him with more money. Certainly, I believe that Liverpool has the capability to pay the player a lot more money. They can probably give him 300,000, 350. They can probably pay him a lot of money. Now, they're going to have to come out with a large fee. I don't think Newcastle United will go below 150 million pounds. And that is pounds as in pounds with a P. Can they go any lower than that? I don't think so. Newcastle United don't want to sell, are not interested in selling. Al Rumayyan, chairman of PIF and chairman of Newcastle United, has been clear saying that he does not want to sell the player. That Isak is his favorite player. So you know that Liverpool don't have it easy on that regard. Now, something that's on Newcastle United's favor, that Paul Mitchell effectively hasn't been sacked, but pretty much been sacked. He's been released from his duties. He's no longer DOF of Newcastle United. Therefore, now Andy Howe, nephew of Eddie Howe, is being more or less in charge of all transfers. He's the one in Germany that met with Frankfurt operators in Austria, has been in Germany, and he's the one making the negotiations for Ekitike. So he's the one in charge. They're probably focusing on the Ekitike situation at the moment. But you can say that in favor of Newcastle United, Paul Mitchell is gone, the one that was keeping Isak from getting this big contract for the tune, that we can give him now. Okay, this guy is gone. We can give you the money you deserve. 250, 300,000. I don't know that Newcastle United can pay more than 250. It could be a push. It could be a huge effort on Newcastle United's behalf. And to say the least, if there's a guy that you make this type of effort for, would be Alexander Isak. That is the information on him. The Ekitike 70 million euros, I believe, that Newcastle United sent first was declined, was rejected. Newcastle United, rumors are reported that Newcastle United have gone for a much higher bid, close in around the amount of 100 million euros. That is a lot of money for Ekitike. Now, later on, it looked like Liverpool jumped in the race for Ekitike, and they said they're going to pay a lot more money and willing to pay a lot more money than what Newcastle United are offering. So in this case, Frankfurt is no fan of either or. It's all about business. You would assume they would go with the higher offer. We'll have to see what happens. But it looks like Liverpool are trying to sabotage Newcastle's deal. And fair enough, it's all business. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Going now to the Blues. Chelsea Football Club. It looks like Chelsea are making Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers top transfer target and will push both out for 80 million pounds. He's an England star. 80 million pounds is quite a bit of money. They're going to get it done? Well, they might. As you see on your screen, Chelsea are world champs. And they need to be respected for that, whether you like them or not. You got to be objective. They won the World Cup. They are world champs at the moment. They got a lot of money because they got 130 million pounds. Well, I don't know, pounds, dollars probably. It could be pounds, I don't know, but 130 million. That's still a lot of money. No PSR issues. They can buy players they want. And it looks like, according to the Sun, again, as you see on your screen, Chelsea have made Aston Villa star Morgan Rogers their top target for the remainder of the transfer window. According to reports, Chelsea only want to get this player. If they get him, they are set, according to the reports. Now, they could be wrong. They could try to get somebody else. Now, Villa boss, as you read, Unai Emery, is also keen on being reunited with the Blues striker Nicolas Jackson, after working with him at Villarreal. I think this will happen anyway. I think this deal will happen, and for a lot less than 85 million pounds, because I do believe that Chelsea will get rid of Nicolas Jackson. All fans will agree on that, I think. And if you give him away, he's probably worth 30, 40 million pounds. Some people will make fun of me for saying that. But somewhere around the area, that means they will probably pay 40, 50 million for Morgan Rogers. And that would be one hell of a deal for for Chelsea. I'm sorry. So that is that. And that is that as far as Premier League big news. Follow RCM Football Network on X, because we update you every day on the biggest trending stories and the biggest rumors with a source on the bottom so you can know who is reporting this. Follow us at RCM Football Net, at RCM Football Net on X. Last but not least, just a nugget out there. Lamine Yamal will be wearing the famous and legendary number 10 for Barcelona. After Messi, after Ronaldinho, after the Spanish Suarez, not the Uruguayan one. So a legendary number. But one thing needs to be questioned. This young man is very talented, but he is getting off the rails a little bit with his personal life. And I'm no one to tell anybody what to do with their personal life. However, I've seen not a lot of players with the talent of Lamine Yamal in the history of football. There's been many great ones, but really you can count them. They're probably less than 100 out of the history of football, right? But I've seen also way too many players of this caliber lose themselves in the lifestyle, the easy life. So, man, chill down, put your head down and work. Now you're gonna wear the number 10, the legendary number 10 for Barcelona. Be careful. This guy has a lot of future ahead of him. He's only 18 years of age. Hopefully, he can keep his head screwed on and won't screw up again. Last but not least, it looks like Inter Miami, the famous Inter Miami, because they have Messi, will be reunited with Rodrigo de Paul. It looks like he will leave Atletico Madrid and will join Inter Miami. That's what football has come to, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That's what football has come to, according to Sports Illustrated FC and, of course, reshared by OneFootball. So there you go. Players in their prime going to play for friendship, for the better lifestyle, for the easier lifestyle, a lot of money. They leave top elite leagues to go out and play and be with their friends. To each their own. Everybody's got a choice to make. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Smash that like button. Subscribe to RCM Football for more latest trending stories on the world of football. Let me know what you want to cover later on. If you have any links, put them in the chat. But again, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.